Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. You'll notice I'm not in the studio. Out of town, not far out of town today. But I did watch the game last night, and Arsenal losing 2-1 to Hibs. And I've got to say, it was a very, very poor performance. I'm not going to get carried away because it's a pre-season friendly. Players are very, very rusty. Mikel Arteta was saying that they'd only had like 4 training sessions before the game. Hibernian on the other hand, you know, they've had quite a lot of games. They're getting ready for European qualifiers. So they were a bit more up to speed. Even so, it was a poor performance. Defensively, we were shocking. The second goal, shocking. The first goal, I felt sorry for the young keeper, Okawonko. Horrific mistake on the goal. I hope that doesn't knock his confidence too much. But what it does show us is that at the moment, you know, we don't really have a keeper, you know, an established keeper. These are young guys learning their way. He's been promoted up into the first team and he's raw. He's got a while to go. You know what I mean? Goalkeepers typically don't peak until they're like in their mid to late 20s, you know what I mean? And he's just a young kid, so he'll get better. But it was a horrific mistake. It really was. And as I said, it was just a poor performance, especially in the first half. It improved in the second half once sort of Lacazette and Pepe, I thought he looked good. Once they came on, you know, Thomas Partey hit the post. And even despite how bad we were, we missed a penalty. Pepe, of all people, missing a penalty. We hit the post, you know, but still poor. And in a way, sometimes you see performances like that pre-season and you get carried away. We shouldn't get carried away. It's a pre-season, but it's a reminder of where we are at the moment. I don't get carried away, but I've seen Arsenal win every pre-season game and then go into the season and be terrible, right? It doesn't really matter at this time. It's when that, you know, first, you know, kickoff starts against Brentford. But it's a reminder that we've got problems, that we need to sign players and we need to sign players fast. It's a reminder that the players that we have are not good enough. One player last night who didn't do himself any favors was Edinson Cavani. He got a start in the first half. There was a move in the game which summed him up. Brilliant bit of pressing to win the ball, wins it, goes through one-on-one on the goalkeeper and puts it wide. I don't know. Is it just a confidence thing? I don't know. Just didn't look clinical enough in the game. Does look like he will be moving on this season. He's had a lot of chances. As we know, Crystal Palace very interested in signing him and really didn't do himself any favors in the game last night. A player who I think will be staying though, well, not think, Mikel Arteta said 100% staying, is Emile Smith-Rowe, who also played in the game. Mikel Arteta was asked about him after the game and his quotes is 100% he will not be leaving the club. He says, without question, yes, he will stay here 100%, right? And he was asked about, you know, the offers that Aston Villa had made for him. He refused to comment on those, but 100% he is saying that Emile Smith-Rowe will be staying at the club, which is good news. You know, I think we all want to see Emile Smith-Rowe playing at this football club, and you know, we were also a bit horrified by these offers that were coming in. A bit of an insult, really, for him. There was also questions asked about Joe Willock. Now, he didn't play last night, fueling speculation that's been flying around that he could be set to go out on another loan to Newcastle, which, again, I mean, if it was another loan, that would be ridiculous for me. I mean, if he's going to go, you sell him for a high price. However, Mikel Arteta speaking after the game, he said it was asked why he hadn't been playing. What, you know, because people were starting to think to themselves, there must be something in this. He's on his way out of the club. Mikel Arteta's quotes, he says he wasn't involved today because he had a little groin issue. He trained yesterday very well. but we didn't want to risk him. Joe is part of our plans. He's our player. And in the time he is here, we will try to make the most of him. He had experience on loan. He was, I think, one of the most important players in Castle's survival, and we're happy to have him. So that suggests that Joe Willock will be staying at the club, which I personally think is positive. You know what I mean? We're short of midfielders as it is, right? We've got a quality one who's gone out and proved himself in the Premier League. Why sell him? Or if we do sell him, you've got to get a huge amount of money for him or forget it, you know? So, I mean, you know, you think about it, right? Ben White, £50 million we're being quoted for him. Then what is Willock worth after, you know, the 6 months that he had? He absolutely lit up the Premier League. So keep him, or if he does go, it has to be a king's ransom. But I think some of those rumours talking about another loan to Newcastle, I don't think those are very accurate at all. One player who's definitely going is William Saliba. He was pictured yesterday over there in Marseille. He is on his way to Marseille. Well, not on his way. He's there already. He will be joining Marseille on a season-long loan. I would have loved to have seen him perhaps featuring in the game yesterday. As we can see, the defence, we're very short in that area. But is that because we're bringing in Ben White? Now, there's lots of rumours going around today that, you know, Arsenal now going to intensify everything to get this done as soon as possible. They've already agreed terms with the player. They just need to tie up things with Brighton and get him through the door ASAP. And when you saw how we defended last night, we really, really need him. I mean, we were absolutely shocking. So let's see how quick they can get that one done. We're linked again today with Renato Sanchez. Rumours saying that Arsenal are eyeing the midfielder. Again, last night I could see in midfield, you know, listen, El Nenny's a good servant to the team, but that's not the answer in midfield. And if it's Xhaka's going as well, you know, come on. We've got to bring in somebody of real quality in that area. And Renato Sanchez, who was excellent in the Euros, had an injury hit season at Lille, but still did well. They you know, they won the league. He's available for around about £30 million. Kind of a no-brainer to me. It'll be a brilliant signing. Arsenal said to be looking at him, but let's see if they can get it done. This time now, it's crunch time, as far as I'm concerned, with some of these deals. We've got to get some of these done. I was making up a little list. I've got a bit of paper here, right? You can see it. I was making up a little list off of yesterday's game on some of the players that, for me, move out now. Willian. He looks overweight in the game. I mean, I know he's just back from pre-season, but he looks a little bit overweight. So did Hector Bellerin, to be fair. He looks a little bit overweight as well. Listen, I don't be too harsh. Who am I to talk about overweight, right? But they have just returned back, and they are going to get themselves up to full fitness. But we know that Hector Bellerin's been linked with Inter Milan. I think it's time to move him on. Willian, 100% we need to move him on. Kolasinac was shocking in the game yesterday. I know it's only a friendly. He doesn't want to be here. We got to get rid of him. Cedric, again, not the answer for me. Maitland-Niles was playing in midfield, didn't really make much of an impact in that first half. Is it time to move him on, or do we keep him as a right back? I think, you know, he said right at the start of the transfer window he wants his future sorted out, and if it's to move him on, then we need to move him on. And Reece Nelson as well, that's another one. Again, looked quite lively yesterday. It wasn't too bad actually, but you know, what are we doing with him? Is he going to figure regularly? If not, let's move him on. Let's, you know, these guys deserve to be playing football and be happy as well. Lacazette, what's going to happen with him? I mean, there's been lots of reports that Arsenal are actively really trying to sell him. He looked one of our better players when he came on yesterday. I mean, you know, again, I'm not against it as long as, and I've said this many times on this show, as long as we bring in someone who's better. And he looked all right. He looked way better than what Aubameyang did yesterday. Aubameyang looked very, very poor again. So I'm not getting carried away. It's the first pre-season. We've got another one coming up against Rangers, who are a much better team, by the way. at the weekend. But a reminder to us that we need to get business done, and we need to get business done soon if we are to have a good season. Show, I will be back tomorrow. My surroundings today.